If you have diabetes or you're at risk for it, I'm going to share some very interesting information about chocolate that you should know. And it has to do with a study that was recently published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. The title of the article is Cocoa a Functional Food for Type 2 Diabetes? And functional food is basically food that has health benefits beyond just the food itself. And what they did is they took 48 people with type 2 diabetes and they gave them either a placebo or 10 grams of cocoa flavanols. Okay, and they did this over a period of 12 weeks. So it wasn't a very long study, but they did it twice a day, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. And what they found is that there was no difference in the glycemic control, meaning the blood sugar control of these people. But what they found is that the group that consumed the cocoa flavanols had an improvement in their insulin sensitivity, which is really the main problem with type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is when your cells become less sensitive to the hormone insulin, so insulin can't get the job done to move the blood sugar into the cells. What they also found is that the participants in this study that consumed the cocoa flavanols had an improvement in their lipid profile, which is your cholesterol, triglycerides, etc. In other words, their bad cholesterol went down and their good cholesterol went up. Now, this is interesting because we know that diabetes is a risk factor for heart disease and heart attacks. Why? Because when you have diabetes, you have chronically high levels of blood sugar, which creates a lot of damage on the inside layer of your heart and the arteries, which then creates plaque and blockages, and that can lead to a heart attack or a stroke. Also, high blood sugars will damage the nerves and the small blood vessels, which can cause problems like neuropathy, kidney problems, eye problems, etc. Now, what is the mechanism behind how cocoa actually works to improve insulin sensitivity? Well, it has to do with something called AMPK. AMPK is an enzyme that helps to increase insulin sensitivity. It also decreases the amount of glucose that's produced by your liver, and it also improves the way that your cells uptake the blood sugar. So anything that activates AMPK would be beneficial for not only diabetes, but for your overall health. So if you want to improve your insulin sensitivity, if you're pre-diabetic or you have type 2 diabetes, consider getting on the healthy keto and intermittent fasting plan. So if you're enjoying my content, which I hope you are, and you're applying this knowledge to your health and you have a success, I would really appreciate you sharing your success story. So share your success story to help inspire others.